What if a problem you couldn't solve alone could be solved by 10,000 minds working together? And what if those 10,000 never spoke to each other, had no leader, and shared no plan whatsoever? Leafcutter ants are estimated to have been cultivating fungi long before humanity ever existed. Molecular phylogenetic analysis suggests their origins may trace back as far as 60 million years. And yet, not a single ant knows what agriculture is. So here's the question I can't shake. Is intelligence something that lives inside the individual, or does it emerge from the space between us? Today, we venture into the phenomenon of swarm intelligence to explore the nature of intelligence and consciousness itself. By the time this video ends, the image you held of what it means to be smart may be shaken at its very foundation. Chapter 1. Order without a center. The mechanics of self-organization. A single termite's brain holds no more neurons than the tip of a needle. And yet, the mounds they build are breathing architecture, structures that harness wind pressure to exchange CO2 and oxygen. No blueprint exists. No architect either. So who designed this? Scientists call it self-organization. Each individual carries only a handful of local rules and feedback from its environment. Move toward stronger pheromone. When you meet another, emit a specific signal. That's all it takes. But when that process repeats millions of times, something extraordinary emerges. Complex order across the entire system, with no one giving instructions, none at all. Computer scientist Craig Reynolds once tried to simulate a flock of birds. He gave it exactly 3 rules. Don't get too close to your neighbors. Align with their average direction. Move toward the center of the flock. 3 rules. And what emerged on screen was indistinguishable from a real flock in flight. From the perspective of complexity theory, this intelligent-looking behavior doesn't arise from the cleverness of individuals. It emerges from the interactions between them. Consider this for a moment. If complexity can arise from simplicity, then our own brains may be nothing more than a swarm of simple elements we call neurons. Consciousness itself may be a product of self-organization. Though I should be clear, this is still a hypothesis. Theories of consciousness range from global neuronal workspace theory, which proposes that information is broadcast across the brain, to integrated information theory, which focuses on the degree of integrated information, and the debate continues today. The relationship between self-organization and consciousness is one of the great unsolved questions at the frontier of science. Self-organization confronts us with a question that cuts to the core of intelligence's origins. But the real mystery is just beginning. What actually happens when a swarm solves a problem? Let's go deeper. Chapter 2. The Swarm That Finds the Optimal. A Revolution in Distributed Algorithms. How does an ant find the shortest path? Imagine you are an ant. No map, no GPS. How would you discover the most efficient route between your nest and a food source? The secret lies in pheromones. Every step an ant takes leaves a pheromone trail. Shorter paths get traveled back and forth more quickly, so pheromone concentrations build up faster along them. The evaporation of pheromones acts as negative feedback, and under the right conditions, the shorter path gets reinforced and wins. In 1992, mathematician Marco Dorigo translated this mechanism into a mathematical algorithm. Known as ant colony optimization, this method has been applied in logistics and certain areas of network routing research. The ant never intended to solve anything. It wasn't even conscious of doing so. And yet its algorithm proved powerful enough to complement human ingenuity in the field of combinatorial optimization. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. A 2019 study found that ants spontaneously slow down when trails become congested, preventing traffic jams from forming across the entire colony. Humans try to go faster and make the jam worse. Ants do the opposite. They prioritize the flow of the whole over the optimization of the individual, with no one telling them to. Honeybees do something even more astonishing. When choosing a new home, a bee colony holds a, quote, vote. Scout bees find candidate sites, then communicate their quality through the waggle dance. The better the location, the more intense and prolonged the dance. Other bees observe and follow suit, and when enough join in, consensus is reached. Research by Thomas Seeley at Cornell University showed that this collective decision-making converges on a good outcome with remarkable reliability when selecting a new nest site. Let's think about what this means. If intelligence is defined as the ability to solve problems, then the swarm possesses intelligence. But what, then, is intelligence without consciousness? Does intelligence require consciousness at all? I find myself feeling something fundamental shift when I sit with this question. Perhaps smartness is not the exclusive privilege of beings who have subjective experience. The insights revealed by nature's swarms lead us back to our own society and to our understanding of ourselves. Let's think about what this reality means. Let's widen our lens. Chapter 3. Humanity as a Swarm, Collective Intelligence, and the Edges of Consciousness. Why did the human brain grow so large? One compelling explanation is society. The brain may have evolved to manage the complexity of human relationships. While diet, ecology, and cultural learning are all part of the debate, the idea that sociality drove brain evolution is widely supported. In other words, human intelligence may have been designed, from the start, for the swarm. Our brains weren't built for solitary contemplation. They were built for connection. The internet now connects roughly 5.4 billion people. We are collectively accumulating knowledge and solving problems that no single mind could crack through distributed intelligence. Wikipedia, humanity's collective encyclopedia, was not written by any one genius. But collective intelligence is not infallible. In an era of widespread generative AI, plausible misinformation can be mass-produced with alarming ease, and ensuring the reliability of knowledge has become a new and urgent challenge. The swarm's intelligence is powerful, but without mechanisms for verification, errors spread at exactly the same speed. And here's where a crucial question emerges. Modern AI, large language models, also exhibit capabilities that even their designers didn't predict, emerging from the vast aggregation of simple elements we call neurons. The swarm and AI may be standing on the exact same principle. And this raises a question I can't shake. Is humanity as a swarm generating something that transcends the individual? Could the internet, this vast, sprawling network, possess something we might call consciousness in any meaningful sense? Neuroscientist David Eagleman noted that the network structure of neurons and the network structure of cities are strikingly similar. So, when a network becomes sufficiently complex, could something emerge from within it? Ant colonies likely don't have consciousness. Bee colonies probably not either. But what about the human swarm? We are in the midst of the largest collective intelligence experiment in human history. What that experiment will produce, no one yet knows. And here's the final question that stands before me. Between the intelligence of the swarm and the consciousness of the individual, is there truly a wall that cannot be crossed? If consciousness is a product of self-organization, then humanity as a whole, one of the most complex networks in the known universe, may be slowly becoming something. We don't yet have a word for what that something might be. When I look at a swarm now, I am no longer seeing a case study in animal behavior. I am looking through the most concrete window we have into the nature of intelligence and consciousness. Now, let's step back and look at what this journey has revealed. Chapter 4. The Endless Quest. Today, we've ventured deep into the phenomenon of swarm intelligence. A single ant knows nothing. A single bee understands neither agriculture nor democracy. And yet their swarms possess something worthy of being called intelligence. And we humans, perhaps right now, as a swarm, are moving towards something entirely new. Let me share 3 profound insights from today's exploration. First, intelligence doesn't live inside the individual. It emerges from the relationships between them. One ant is foolish. 1,000,000 ants are wise. That intelligence exists in none of their brains. It lives in a handful of rules and in the network itself. Second, complex order can arise without central control. The termite mound, the murmuration of birds, none of it was designed by anyone. The repetition of simple rules, combined with feedback from the environment, generates complexity that exceeds all prediction. This may be one of the universe's most fundamental principles. Third, humanity, roughly 5.4 billion minds linked through the internet, is conducting the largest-scale swarm intelligence experiment in history. With AI joining as a new kind of element, That experiment is accelerating. What it will produce is something no one in history has ever seen. What these three insights point to is this: we need to question the very definitions of intelligence, consciousness, and order from the ground up. Smartness is not necessarily inside your head. What I feel, having arrived at the end of this exploration, is humility. We stand in laboratories, gazing at the collective intelligence built up over billions of years of evolution, and we still can't reach its depths. The more we know, the more the mystery of swarm intelligence deepens. And I think that's a beautiful thing. The absence of answers is the reason to keep asking. Here's what I want to ask you. If intelligence emerges from relationships, then when you connect with another person, isn't something being born there that couldn't have existed in you alone? And the consciousness held by your own brain, that swarm of 86 billion neurons, where exactly does it reside? These are questions I don't have answers to either. But the moment we stop asking, the exploration ends. It is the act of questioning that carries us forward. After this video ends and you return to the world, I want you to try noticing, just a little. As you walk through a city, watch the flow of traffic, the movement of crowds. You might find an order that no one designed. When you hold your phone, try to imagine the billions of minds connected on the other side. We are members of a swarm, and at the same time, we are the consciousness that observes the swarm. In that duality, I sense something essential is hidden. Share your insights in the comments. Your questions are the force that drives this channel forward. I'm grateful you stayed with me on this intellectual journey, all the way to the end. From swarm intelligence to consciousness to the collective knowledge of humanity, this is the kind of exploration Mindshift exists to pursue. We go deep on the nature of the cosmos, consciousness, and existence from both scientific and philosophical perspectives. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next intellectual adventure. And if today's video sparked something new in you, a question you didn't have before, hit the like button. That's how we know the exploration lives on. Until next time.